Hi, everybody. It's Kelly. Happy third week of Lent. This is our third Sunday, and I have with me today my friend Skylar. And Skylar is the minister of faith formation at my home church in Amherst, Massachusetts. And Skylar did an amazing children's message last week that I wanted to share with you. So I asked Skylar if it was okay. Skylar said yes, and now I actually wanted Skylar to introduce themselves to you so you could hear a little bit about who they are, and then we'll watch the message. So, Skylar, thanks for being here.
Thanks, Kelly. So, hi, everyone. My name is Skylar. I am, as Kelly said, the Minister of Faith Formation at South Amherst Congregational Church. And I also study all things churchy and Bible-y at a Yale Divinity School where I'm finishing up a degree there. I'm excited that you all will be using this video for your Lenten worship and hope that it is enriching and inspires you to be more curious. Bye.
Thanks, Skylar. All right, everybody, we're going to watch Skylar's message, and then I'll be back at the end to wrap it up. Thanks.
Today's story is from the Gospel of Luke, and it's actually the only story in the Bible that shows Jesus when he was a kid. We have the stories of Jesus as a tiny baby and stories of him as an adult, but this is the only one in between, and it goes something like this. When Jesus was 12 years old, he traveled with his parents to Jerusalem to celebrate the festival of Passover. Now, when they began to return to their home in Nazareth, Jesus became separated from them. Mary and Joseph looked for Jesus for more than 3 days. They were worried and anxious because they loved Jesus very much. He was their treasure. When Mary and Joseph finally found Jesus, he was sitting in the temple, talking to the teachers and asking them questions. Mary was frustrated when she asked, "Why have you treated us like this?" She wanted Jesus to be safe, always, and she didn't understand why Jesus felt the need to be in the temple, learning and teaching. Jesus, on the other hand, probably wanted to stay, but he returned home with his parents, where he continued to learn and grow.
In the bowl there is a flower, in the seed an apple tree, in the cocoon a hidden promise. Butterflies will soon be free. In the cold and snow of winter, there's a spring that waits to be unrevealed until it's season, something God alone can see.
Jesus treasured his parents, but he also had another treasure. He liked to be in the temple, talking about God. Of course, we know that Jesus would spend his whole life talking about God and teaching others about God's love, but Mary and Joseph did not understand this at the time. Just sometimes parents and children don't understand each other's treasures. That's okay. It happens a lot. But the important part is that Jesus and his parents figured it out together. Jesus followed their directions and went home to Nazareth with them. But Mary took Jesus' thoughts very seriously, even though they were mysterious. That's what we do for each other when we love each other. We take each other seriously, even if we don't understand or even sometimes agree. The key to sticking together, even when people do not understand one another, is curiosity. Curiosity helps us remain open to one another, continue learning about one another, and respect each other. But it doesn't work very well unless everyone is curious. Grown-ups, parents, teachers, can start and ask questions about their children's ideas. But kids, everyone of all ages, can be curious too. We can ask questions and try and learn about each other's ideas. And when everyone is curious, we learn about each other's treasures and understand one another a little bit more. So here are some questions to think about this week. Have you ever been lost or separated from a family member in a public place? What happened? What is something your family member treasures or cares about that you don't totally understand? And on the other hand, is there something that you treasure that you wish your family or friends would be more curious about? What is it? And what does curiosity mean to you? And how does it relate to sharing our treasures? Now, as we think about these, let's end with a prayer together. Dear God, you know our minds and hearts. You understand our treasures even when no one else does. No matter how silly we feel, you always take us seriously. Help us to love each other and be curious about our differences. Amen.
I hope you enjoyed Skylar's message as much as I did. It reminded me of our theme for this Lent, Courageous Covenant. And one of the ways that we can be in covenant with one another is to be curious about each other. So I invite you this week to think of some questions for your parents and for them, for you and maybe your teachers and friends. Ask them curious questions of one another. And since Skylar prayed us out and blew out the candle, I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a great one.